we have a phase 2 study, a proof of concept study for 90 patients to bring to market a novel non-invasive treatment alternative for the most common cancer, which is basal cell carcinoma of the skin.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Dr. Raza Bokhari. He is the CEO of Medicus Pharma. And Dr. Bokhari, good to see you again. How are you?
Thank you so much, Steve, for having me back on your program.
Yeah, so a couple of things to talk to you about. I know you put out your financial numbers, and we'll talk about that in just a second, and really what it's supporting, which is obviously the work that you're doing, and that's where we begin. You've had some conversations with the FDA, and you're ready now to sort of take the next step with them. So maybe explain where we're at here.
Appreciate that very much, Steve, for having me back on your program. As your audience is familiar, that we have a phase 2 study, a proof of concept study for 90 patients to bring to market a novel non-invasive treatment alternative for the most common cancer, which is basal cell carcinoma of the skin. And it is at that inflection point now that we are so proud that we had reached out to the FDA to request a Type C meeting to formally get some more clarity, to get further alignment in how the pivotal trial will look like, as we are now have randomized more than 75% of the 90 patients. So we know that our proof of concept study should have all patients randomized before the end of this year. And we are now getting ready to embark on what the pivotal study should look like. And we want to confirm from the FDA that we should get a fast track designation. And we're excited that the FDA agreed to take our queries, and have also confirmed that they will give us further guidance before the end of this quarter.
And I guess, Dr. Bokhari, that's the key to this, is that as the FDA is working alongside with you on this to make sure that you're going in the way they think you should be going. And that's what allows you to fast track it and sort of solve the problems before they actually appear.
Now, that is a good way to look at it. FDA is not required to accept all the Type C meeting queries that come in, but FDA chose to consent to our request. So we believe that is a very positive sign that the FDA is engaged and very responsive to clarity that we need, so we can continue to efficiently and effectively use shareholder capital as we advance our clinical studies and get one step closer to bringing to market a non-invasive treatment alternative to the most common cancer that comes at a cost of $15 billion. So this is a huge market opportunity and a substantial plus point for us.
And just really quickly, just on something you mentioned earlier, I want to highlight the fact you mentioned that more than 75% of the planned 90 patients have now been randomized. So you're well on track with your targets?
We are very well on track with our targets in 9 sites across the United States, where we are randomizing patients, and also are setting up 2 sites in Europe. But the patient recruitment pace is such that we may run out of time to actually also have patients coming into the study from these 2 sites in UK, but time will tell. However, what is important is to be able to complete a randomization of all the patients before the end of this year, and I think we are well ahead of schedule to achieve that.
Okay. And just you mentioned, obviously, this takes capital, and it's a good market opportunity that the company has. Your financials show that you are in a good position as far as cash on hand and cash equivalents. So you're happy where you're at as far as the company is concerned?
the fundamentals of the company couldn't be more stronger today than they ever were, both in all aspects, in terms of our cash on our balance sheet, which we have reported to be 11.3 plus million dollars as of June 30th. Also, with respect to the pace and progress of our clinical development program, and also especially with the culmination of acquisition of NTEV, the UK-based company that we had announced to acquire. We expect to close this transaction before the end of this month, and we are exploring co-developing thermostable vaccines with Helix Nano. So in all aspects of our company, especially in terms of our cash on hand, we are very satisfied that we are in a very good place.
Dr. Bokhari, thank you so much. Good update today, and we look forward to our next conversation, okay?
Thank you so much, Steve. It's always good to be on your program.
All right, Dr. Raza Bokhari, the CEO of Medicus Pharma.